Okay, so back into Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. We are kind of reaching the point at which I stopped playing the first time because of university deadlines and stuff. So I think after this mission and a brief conversation with Bertram Tang, I'm playing blind. This is commonly regarded as one of the best kind of haunted house levels in gaming, apparently, from all the lists I've seen. And from what I remember, that's fairly, accurate. It's pretty spooky. Well, pretty atmospheric, I should say. Front door key so I don't have to pick the lock. Always useful. Anything tucked away in this corner? Nope. Sounds like an ice cream van, but there is no ice cream van. Hopefully the audio in-game is okay. I might raise it a little bit. Try that. So it begins. Can't have a creepy house without the storm outside. Oh yeah, things explode and deal damage. It's annoying. Grand opening, Santa Monica celebrates the new Ocean House Hotel. And the moment you try and go upstairs, the stairs collapse beneath you. Don't think with blood buff I can get up to 8. No, I can only boost it by 1. Am I saving for anything in particular? Was it dexterity? 10. I think it was dexterity I was saving for. I've also decided my seduction, I'll leave it as it really is for now. Focus more on persuasion and intimidation and demontation, conversational options. That way. Oop. Sorry, I'm having to navigate with the preview because it's really dark on my screen. Can't open any of these things. Can't access the lift. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Nope. Need the key. So that way, locked door and washing machines in a kind of a laundry area. Quick save. Oh, yes, this. You kind of just have to like crouch and hope nothing hits you. Otherwise, as I say, you'll take damage. Child's severed head found in hotel laundry room. Clearly a trap. Nope. So, to the laundry room. Boiler room key. Hello, ghost lady. Cool. Quick save again. You will slowly heal from the damage dealt by the flying objects as well. So in order for this to show up okay on the preview and hopefully stream on YouTube, that whole sequence was wasted on me because I couldn't see the guy. I only know that he was there from looking at the preview. I had to navigate through that entire thing by looking at the preview in OBS rather than my monitor. Doubt there's anything else in here. Oh, it's locked anyway. Oh, lift door's opened. Shout out to that painting. Accurately replicating the movements of my muscles on at any given moment. If the phone could not ring and then explode, that would be grand. Another body. Police say second child was chopped up like firewood. I found the child. Ooh. And that's enough of that. Appear to have found a child's room. Oh! Nice healthy relationship there. Nope. Doesn't appear to be anything here. Hello, if you're just tuning in. Oh, something's going to happen in here. Just going to crouch while things go flying around the room. Get out Also, no. Or I guess this one declines your command in Malkavian speak. Yeah, can't do anything with that. Shout out to Ghost Lady over there. Yep, that's what I expected. Love it when a game does atmosphere right. I think back here first. Nope. So I hope it shows up on stream, but there's the sound of people talking. I could hear that through the wall, but it was pretty quiet for me, so. Murder-suicide. Ocean House killer possibly responsible for Inferno. That'll explain the burned room. Anything back here in the dumbwaiter? Because I believe this is just back out to the foyer. I can't even get back to the foyer. No, I suppose I could have just picked them up. Quick save. Into the dumbwaiter. Nothing bad can happen in the dumbwaiter in a haunted hotel. Put my back to the solid wall. This is the charred remains of what looks like a diary. 30th of May, 1958. Just arrived here at the Ocean House. We have a week-long holiday here in Santa Monica, and Ed has booked us a room for the hotel's grand opening. It's a wonderful place, almost magical. The children have been swimming all afternoon. 31st of May, 1958. The first 2 days have been almost perfect, except that Ed can't seem to stop asking about the locket I received from my mother. He seems to think it was sent to me by some other admirer. Ed can be sweet, but sometimes his jealousy can get the better of him. Hopefully he'll feel better tomorrow. 1st of June, 1958. Sun is out today, not a cloud in the sky. Ed seems a little on edge, keeps guessing as to who my new boyfriend is. Silly Ed. 3rd of June 1958. There was a picnic for the hotel guests this morning. Quite a grand affair. Ed is in a dark mood. I don't know what I can do to reassure him that he is my one and only love. The only time he seemed to brighten up was when he was speaking to the groundskeeper. Boys and their tools. 4th of June. We only have 2 days left, and thank God we're finally going home. Ed won't speak to me or the children. I found him more than once in the bathroom holding the locket and staring at it. I'm afraid he suffered some sort of breakdown. I've told him we can go home, but he just shakes his head. He won't look at me. I just want to go home. 5th June. Ed left early this morning, and I haven't seen him since. If I haven't seen him in another hour, I'm going to call the hotel manager. Against my better wishes, Ed Jr. went to look for him downstairs in the basement. I'm going to send Tiffany down to fetch him if... Wait, someone is knocking at the door. Oh my god, Ed, covered in blood, coming to kill me. Locked myself in the bathroom. He's gone crazy. He keeps shouting we'll be together forever and he'll never let me go. Someone please help. The writing trails off the end of the page. You have discovered a journal in the Ocean House. According to its contents, a jealous husband murdered his wife and family because of a locket. The murderous ghost of the husband means to keep her trapped here forever with him, and she seems to be trying to help you find a way to free her. just so that I can complete this quest. Right.
He's coming.
Just gonna stand here and wait for all the pots to fly around. This is one hell of a tantrum. Still going. No, I might have to leave the room. I don't think anything can actually kill me. Yeah, I think that was linked to me leaving the room. Well, someone needs a timeout. I could just wait for my health to come back. Quick save, so that if I can reload if I need to and just wait for health.
Be careful.
Okay, I will be. Oh, not a ladder. Not a ladder, chat. Yes, I suffered final death. There I go. I am dust. I think I was bouncing off ladder's hitbox. Although I expected the lift to come down. There we go. Second time is the charm. So as I say, I think I was bouncing off of the ladder's hitbox when I was trying to jump frantically into the alcove. Shout out to the Source Engine's platforming abilities. That's a pretty little melody. Okay. Ow. Okay, that seems the way to go. No door handle, no door handle. Door handle we can't interact. Where it came from. A weaker bug thistle. This petrified reed was not meant to fall into the hands of the damned, but vampires can benefit from its shamanistic magic all the same. Increase defense by 1 point. I'll take the horror references, Celtic. Hi. Can I... Wait. Where did I get that? No. Firearms. Oh, it's there. Is it just... Oh, it just boosts you while you're carrying it. Cool. So as I mentioned last time, Celtic, this is a haunted house level. And you said you don't do well with horror, so be warned. Murders unsolved. Oblivion face. Mother or father could have been Ocean House killer. Nope, wrong button. Discovered a diary that would suggest it was the father who went all Jack Torrance on everyone. Oh, cool. I don't think I'm supposed to go this way, but no. Anyway. This way. And I went in there. Use the preview to navigate by, because again, spooky cobwebs, invisible from one side. Too spooky. I can't actually see anything on my monitor right now. Oh. Ed, I swear to God, you might be worse than Chad. And Chad was annoying. I just like giving people a heads up. They might not know what the game is. So I see the lift. I wish someone would stop the ghost eating, I really do. Mostly because I've stumbled onto games before without really knowing what they are and been unpleasantly spooked when I've been in. I don't know if this was intended or not. When I've been, I assume this was where I'm supposed to go. Kind of on a bad day, and the horror's not really what I needed right then. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, that's where I'm supposed to go. Right, let's catch Harry Potter. Good, because you probably will be. Although you missed the temper tantrum, I believe so. Although the true horror here is the Source Engine's platforming capabilities. I'm going to suffer final death again, because I can't see where I'm going. Right, just gonna stand here and let my health regenerate. Oh, that's fine, Celtic. Don't worry about not being able to pay 100%. I'm just going to stare at this pretty lighthouse. Sometimes I can barely focus 100% on playing games. So. Monday's D&D game was a complete disaster because I just couldn't focus on it properly. As I mentioned during my prep stream, just the 6 hours on Sunday really took my creative juices and a lot of my mental stamina. It's fine. Kind of think that might be a 2D texture, because there's no point modelling it at that range. Right, so got a bit of health back. Ooh, that gives me enough experience for Indeed, Steve. There is a Girillon in this vampire game. Yeah, let's do that. The journal. Jealous husband murdered his wife and family because of a locket. The murderous ghost of her husband means to keep her trapped here forever with him. She seems trying to help you find a way to free her. I've got the pendant. Oh, that's all I have to do. Oh, tongue, not tang. I misspoke earlier. So I could technically just finish the quest now. But that's not how I do. There is experience to be gained. Literally in this instance. Weird. I believe that's the only way to go. I've been in all these rooms. Okay. Quick save before I fall off again. Can I do it? Yeah! Nailed it. So. If I were to be able to free this spirit, how would I go about doing that?
He's watching.
Apart from getting blasted by shrapnel, apparently. I didn't really explore this area. Ocean House Fire, Source of Inferno, still a mystery to officials. That is hideous. That is not what I was hoping to see. If I don't look at the vases, they can't hurt me. Oh, I saw him. You don't need to tell me he's near. Okay, just left click draws the knife, cool. That's where I fell down. Also, Ed, not as big of a problem as Chad. In there. In there. In there. I think I've been in everywhere. But I really want to free her. Although, to be fair, maybe if I try and leave, something happens. Nope, nothing happened. Going back in. Okay. That was almost unnecessarily loud. Can't even get back upstairs now, actually. So it says get out. Still nothing there. I do. one quick run around of the hotel as best I can, and then continue onwards. See if I can trigger anything else, maybe. I can't even get in the hole. Okay, so I can't go back down that way. Yep. Can't get back in there. Nothing down there. Don't think I can do anything through there. That's the way back. I would have appreciated some dogs at the door, just something to do. Because you can fail quests, and I don't want to fail any quests. Can I even get back through here? I cannot. Okay. Huh. Weird. I can't drop back down there either. Huh. It's still marked as an active quest. You know what? Please enjoy that quest log. Well, I go to see if there is a way to complete it. Oh, cool. So just keep playing the game. And it'll come about naturally. Love the music. Anyway, time to leave. Back to the asylum. It's a pity they, in a way, they decided to put kind of lore and expositional stuff on these loading screens, because on modern machines, usually it just loads too quickly to read them. Check the map. That's not the map. Because this is a Source Engine game, accelerated backhopping would work. F is the closest to the asylum. So just this way. Yeah, I do enjoy the press any key to continue so I can read the tooltips and things. Nope, randomly crouched. This way. Right. Guess manual save. Upstairs. Take me to the child of gins. Enjoy the sick beats. Teresa's gone.
How odd. I was just having naughty thoughts about you. You made quite an impression earlier. Did you come up just to cheer lonely little me?
I try to avoid your gropings, but you have more hands than I have eyes. All of my cells are intoxicated with you, White Mistress.
Really? Do I often pogo stick through your thoughts wearing nothing but a smile? Be honest. Or don't.
There we go. You hunt my dark dreams, but what deeds do I do in yours?
What all swayed kittens do. On hands and knees you lap up the milk of me. And we purr, kitten, like dragonflies buzzing around frog bellies.
Purr.
So, Therese told me you might be back with something for her. Do you have it with you?
Roll to seduce. I don't have to, because the pink option was there, fortunately. Your sister only receives this treasure.
I'm not just some silly doll, you know. All my life, my sister's made me out to be a joke. She told you I was an embarrassment, didn't she? That I couldn't tie my shoes, let alone hold on to something for her. Is that it?
Hold on to the knowledge that you mean nothing to me. Oh, I'm going to go with you stole the words from my head.
She's always belittling me. She's the smart one. She's the favorite. She's the successful one. Well, it's not fair. I'm not a fool. This club's success is just as much my doing as it is hers.
My heart is open, but your hand will not contain your desire.
Do you understand what it's like to have your own flesh and blood ripping you apart on a daily basis for 2 lifetimes? Can you?
Spectacular tantrum, the child gets the toy. You could murder her via words. Forgiveness, white daughter, but this is for the other only.
Fine, you hold on to it. Since you were so willing to brave that big spooky place for my darling sister, how about doing a teensy tiny favor for little troubled me?
1 XP. What deed could I do to amuse the rainy day child?
Do you know Gallery Noir down the street? I happen to know there's a charity event being organized there. Lots of influential Santa Monicans slithering in for token appearances. But there's one thing they don't know. The whole event's been set up by a kindred trying to establish their own power clique in our city. And we can't let that happen, can we? So I need some brilliant young upstart to spoil the milk.
For you, I would face the flame at noontime.
I promise this won't take long. Take this knife. Give the paintings in the gallery a good slashing. Don't get caught, and don't turn it into a massacre. And steal the charity box, would you? Buy yourself something velvet.
Slashing is now my existence. Yeah, slashing is now my existence.
I'm sure Therese will be thrilled to honor your agreement when you get back. But in the meantime, get to the museum and ruin those paintings. Then pay me a visit. I want to hear all about it. Hurry up. I can only amuse myself for so long.
We will finish worm business when I return, or you will be my next painting. Interesting. I'll think of you only as I slash these splatterings.
Oh, and there was something about the paintings. What was it? I can't remember. Oh well, have fun, Duckling.
We will.
Should I draw a map for you? The gallery's right down the street.
Okay. There's your daily dose of Jeanette. Oh, then painting's 100% going to be haunted. I can't remember the specifics, but there is something odd with them. Complete mind blank. I think the gallery's this way. There's a map here. Gallery Noir 12. Yes, it's opposite the pond. Doomsday is still going hard. Oh, wrong way. There, Gallery Noir. That guy's T-posing. Shout out to the T-pose.
Hey, hold on a minute there. I'm afraid you are committing a 351. That's trespassing on private property. I'm gonna have to ask that you vacate the premises immediately, or I'm afraid I'll be forced to radio this in.
Your hand will shatter on the hollowness of your life. Your mind, even, will shatter on the hollowness of your life.
No, it can't be. I'm useless. I'm completely useless.
I just want to check something. I guess that is how he's showing his dominance. Oop. Ah. Sorry, I just had to check something. Glowing fat will ferment your furrows. There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, is how you do. I believe you can also sneak in through the back way. I think that's how I did it originally. There's like a hole or something in the fence you can get through, but I like demontation and using it. That was at full humanity, so stealing from the charity box, I guess, does qualify for humanity loss. How would T-posing fare if my players were trying to intimidate people? Oh, that would definitely give them advantage on the roll. Oh. I guess need strength too. Okay. But they'd have to LARP the T-posing to get the benefit. What have we got then? Cain meets Lilith. Cain goes by God. Cain spurns Lilith. Cain slays Abel. Well, there is a wrong way of doing this, so I think that's the right way. Aha! Of course. The paintings were magic. Nope. combat's not exactly great. Oh, just... I have to assume that the yellow... that was some prime clown giggling. If they could slide around the room as well... Quest complete. Oh, yeah, of course. Possibly making some kind of statement in the process. If they could slide around the room, that would be an automatic success. For those who don't know, in the game's lore, vampires were made by Cain, who was kind of the first vampire. Now I need to find someone to feed on to get my health back. See if there's anyone in this little cubby hole. Oh, that's the guy who walks into the cubby hole. Yes, it is. Quick save, just in case he sees me feeding on him again. Four experience, I need 10 for dementation level 3. Which kills the victim instantly, which is incredible. I guess I should start building my strength if I'm going to be focusing on melee weapons. Anyway. Yep, yellow's aggravated. Don't want to kill him. Oh, he's in the way. This might be a problem. That's some weird hitbox things happening there. There we go. So if you're ever trapped in the corner, chat, jump on their head and then just walk over them. It asserts dominance as well. Yeah, classic Source engine. Having played, Half-Life and stuff, and knowing how the Source engine roughly works, or roughly knowing how the Source engine works, does help for instances like that. Actually, I've got 4, haven't I? Grab the extra point in
Skies are all rotten and the storm is our
strength.
death sentence.
Take O to the crab nipple O'Day. Okay, I was seeing if there was a homeless person in that alleyway. There was not. I wouldn't say crouch jumping for dominance. It's more crouch jumping to show him a new religion. Especially because I think you can turn it off in the options actually, but no, I don't think you can. Crouch toggles. So crouch jumping is actually quite hard in a way. I mean, yeah, that would be proof of divinity Celtic. Let's get that sweet, sweet dance move going.
I don't think so.
There we go. Nope.
Don't touch me.
Okay. There we go. Anyway. game has such a good soundtrack. It is fittingly insane dancing. Oop. I want that. How am I doing that quick save? Ordinarily in games, in role-playing games and stuff, I tend to play as I tend to play as the female character. I like seeing strong female characters in games, and obviously role-playing games you're the hero. But it's just the character models, particularly for the Malkavian female, they're a bit objectifying. I mean, look, Jeanette is a good example as well.
What were you thinking?
I
The museum. That was my event. Did you think I wouldn't find out?
But
Shut up. I thought I could control my sister as long as Tongue was out of the picture, but nothing's changed. I should have expected that you'd succumb to Jeanette's influence like all the others, but how dare you!
I don't know what your lips are saying.
Don't lie to me! Jeanette already confessed she tricked you into doing it. It was probably all Tongue's idea. I'll deal with them later. But that's still no excuse for you ruining my museum.
I have brought you the ghostly bauble.
Excellent. I'll take that. However, Jeanette claimed you did it for her. But let's say I believe you. After all, you've acted decently and rationally up to now. I imagine you'd still like me to call off the feud.
Yes, the worm is wiggling.
There's only one problem. If Tongue gets word that I threatened Jeanette, which he most certainly already has, it's not likely he'll believe me. So, in order to call off the feud, you're going to have to convince Jeanette to forgive me first.
I side with she of the greatest power. Command me, dark daughter. How might this deed be done?
I made some threats against my sister. Idle threats, involving fire and her impious satin sheets. She took them quite seriously, and is avoiding me. I want to meet with her, and explain that they were said in the heat of the moment. I asked her to meet me at the Surfside Diner, to reconcile, but I'm busy with the club and my other endeavors. I'd like you to go to the diner and promise her that I don't plan to take any action against her. Wait for her in the back booth, near the phones.
This is more convoluted than my psyche. I will find her and then we finish this. Yep, we'll go with that one.
I want to see my sister. Yes, I'll call it off once I've spoken with her myself. Just do what I ask.
Done and done. Mostly because I don't want to go around annoying the resident powers that be. Especially as a fledgling. Don't fancy Diablerie, which is where you kill a vampire and drain them of blood. My character's mind is already broken, to be fair. It's the whole point of what happens when you get side by a Malkavian, which apparently is the official way of pronouncing it. So I've been mispronouncing it all along. Your mind breaks, but you get some interesting psychic abilities as a result. That kind of looks a little... I'm gonna go over here and wait for stuff to happen. Yep. Yep. I mean, only bullets, but still. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yep, I suffered final death. Profiling did work. Unfortunately, I like how when you die the final death, it takes you back to the main menu. You know what I did wrong there? In this instance. it was not mass hallucinating them. Yeah, my melee and my range are the same values. It's 3 for another point of brawl. And 3 for another point of firearms. And I believe... Nope. I thought there was a... Oh! By delivering the pendant to Therese, you have given her the means to free the spirits from the ocean house, thereby delivering the unfortunate wife to her eternal reward and her murderous husband to his eternal damnation. Oh, of course, it's this way. So, damage potential 16, damage potential 12. Base damage 2, base damage 2. No, they're T-posing for dominance. Ah! Okay, cool. Right, if the guy with the shotgun could... That was... Apparently I used it too far away and they were on cool... It was on cooldown. There we go. That was a shotgun. Sorry, not dead. There we go. I did pick up shotgun, right? I did. It's come to my attention. I might need to stop putting points into soak and my defenses. I could do some soak for HP if I can find someone to do the soak on. So soak is what it sounds like. You ignore certain levels of damage. This defense, here we go. Wits and dodge. I might try and save for the 8 to boost hacking as well. Because 10 is your max, so having things at 5 isn't a bad idea. Anyway, I prefer high-fiving people. I guess I could... There's no one else in here, so... And he'll forget about all of that. Hello?
I'm terribly sorry about that.
Oh, telephone.
My sister was just furious about your refusal to take part in her designs, so she sent those men to kill you. But I'm going to make sure it never happens again. Drop by. We'll take care of this tongue business. She's crazy! Help!
Well, that happened. That would be good though. I don't want to spoil anything Celtic, but I'm pretty sure they're the same person. as I mentioned last time, I think it was. Obviously, Janus, two-faced god. Malkavians can censor the Malkavians. Okay, fixed camera angle.
You. I'm really sorry it had to end this way. I truly am. You seemed promising, but you've been tainted by the stink of my sister's schemes. And now, I'm going to make sure she never double-crosses me again. Don't listen to her. She'll kill us both. Save me and I'll help you find Bertram. I swear. Shut up, Jeanette! I warned you to stay away from Tongue. He's turned you against me. I always looked out for you.
Yep,
but
there
you
it
couldn't
is.
stand my success. You had to meddle, didn't you? I didn't want it to end like this, but you forced me! You never gave me any credit for anything, Therese. I was the one calling the shots. Bertram was dancing on my leash. How does it feel to know that I beat you?
Ivory Princess.
Oh, I just knew you'd come to save me. I promise you, if you help me out of this, I'll make sure you find Bertram. I swear. With Therese out of the way, I can do a lot more than just that for you.
What is this? The daughters of Janus are of one skin?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore. Do you realize that despite her condition, she still fornicates with Kine, no less? So despicable. So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little girl? Do you want to know just how depraved the Baron of Santa Monica can be? Shut up, Jeanette. You'd love the world to think you're a saint. When you thought I was asleep, I used to hear Father come in at night. I heard him whisper how much he loved you in your ear before he... Don't finish that sentence, or you're dead.
To translate the Kine statement, despite being a vampire, Jeanette has sex with humans. Okay, I guess this is where I pick which side of Mrs. Vorman that we have. I kind of want to let it continue. This is an opportune moment, I feel, to see if there is actually any difference. Well, I'm just gonna go with please continue.
Had his way with you, and he didn't have to force you. You went limp and became his plaything. Do you think I didn't hear it? Night after night? Always the obedient daughter until... Shut up! Just shut up!
Let's go with stop it, Ivory Princess.
That's right, Jeanette. No one wants to hear your lies. I was the good girl. You were the wicked one. And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me. Taken care of me. You've done nothing but keep me down. Blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten.
Oh. Does the Dark Daughter speak truth, White Mistress?
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you.
Oh. I'll go with yes, the Dark One called down the Reaper on me.
Therese will never let you live. You've disappointed her. I used you, yes, but I didn't try to have you killed. Therese has no problem with killing, do you? Remember Father? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
What of Janice, White Mistress?
Father came home drunk one day and mistook me for Therese. Because I'd fallen asleep in her bed. Don't listen to her. She's lying. Therese walked in while he was there, and she saw me lying with him, and so she went to the closet and pulled out his hunting shotgun, loaded it with deer shot, and blew his mind out all over the silly clown wallpaper. That's a lie. Father killed himself because of Jeanette. She made him miserable. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face.
Oh, I see. Also, shout out to the gun that's not being held properly. A dark deed for the Dark Daughter, not to be believed.
The police sure did. They broke us up for a little while, remember? The first thing you did after your escape was find me. Enough! Don't say another word about that. So, sweet sister, is this how it has to end? I admit I always knew this night might come. Well, any message you want me to give Father? An apology? A love letter?
Give me the boomstick?
I should turn this on you next, but I won't. Without Jeanette's assistance. Tongue, you're no threat. I'll call off the feud if that will get you out of my city.
This is acceptable. So I assume if your persuasion is high enough...
Tongue's hiding out in an abandoned oil tank at the old gas station. I'll tell him that one condition of a truce is that he help you. Our business then is finally complete. What you witnessed here, not a word to anyone.
If your persuasion is high enough, you can get them to coexist, maybe. The White Princess's corpse ties my tongue, I'm gone. The result of that was that she shot herself and, in air quotes, killed Jeanette. So now Therese is the only personality. Managed to talk the Therese personality into killing the Jeanette personality. Therese has put the word out with Tongue that the feud is off. Go to the oil drum. Yeah, I wonder if my persuasion's higher, I could have got them to coexist. Oh well. Wit. That's sweet hacking 5. Oh, it's so good. I do know if you if the Jeanette personality survives, there is a quote-unquote sex scene where the screen fades to black, but it's kind of obvious what's happening. Just out of curiosity, so persuasion, scholarship, and charisma. Oh. Because I'm one of those players, I'm going to try something. Obviously, if you can go away for a few minutes, but I'll be skipping through dialogue and stuff to see if persuasion 4 is what you need.
Perhaps, bro.
Because I like, as I've said, I like being social in games like this. So having the high rank isn't a bad thing for me. Sorry, I just wanted to check something on my phone. So I guess let's try this. Sorry, we're gonna have to see this again. Dramatic reveal.
You. Don't listen to her. Shut up! You never gave...
Oh, well, automatically got an extra question. From where this hateful quarrel?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore. Do you realize that despite her condition, she still fornicates with kind, no less? So despicable. So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little... Shut up, Jeanette. You'd love the world to think you're a saint. When you thought I was asleep, I used to hear Father come in. Don't...
Interesting. Both sides need to cease this conflict.
Don't you want to hear what happened? Shut up.
Become mute, both mouths. Cease this quarrel.
Don't try and stop me. I've had to overlook her treachery, her seduction, relations with my enemies, and the consequences of it. But I won't endure her any longer. Endure me? Dear sister, you've done everything you could to smother me. You love to bury me in your closet, along with all your other skeletons. I'm the good girl. You're the wicked one. You've done nothing but plot against me, when I had our best interests at heart. And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me? Taken care of me? You've done nothing but keep me down, blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten.
Great Allow Griffin, or Grey Griffin, or whatever name she's credited as for this, is doing a fantastic job right now. You must both learn to live in the same skin.
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you.
If you could learn to join hands, think of the strength you command.
I don't think that's possible. How could I ever think to trust her again? Trust me? Who could trust you after what happened with Father Dearest? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
The past is a worn garment. Dispose of it. Also, what I really, really like about all of this is the fact that even though it's a persuasion option, and obviously there are seduction options, they're still written as if for the, in this instance, Malkavian character to be saying them, rather than just generic options.
Father came home drunk one day and mistook me for Therese. Because I'd fallen asleep in her bed. Don't listen to her. She's lying. Therese walked in while he was there, and she saw me lying with him, and so she went to the closet and pulled out his hunting shotgun, loaded it with deer shot, and blew his mind out all over the silly clown wallpaper. That's a lie. Father killed himself because of Jeanette. She made him miserable. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face.
Okay, I think what's happening is that the gun's too close to the camera, so it's kind of clipping through the rest of her hand, so it looks like it's floating, but it's not. History's shadow need not fall on you both.
Why? How will this time be any different?
Two sides of the same face cannot live apart. Cannot you see you live in the same skin? You're crazier than I am. Yeah, they are just ignoring me right now. But together your power more than double. There is no difference until you both lay smoking. Two sides of the same face cannot live apart.
I'd be better off without her. Have you been paying attention? Oh, yes, Therese. Without me, you'd be free to remake this city in your own image. It'd be the first beachfront morgue.
Now we are in the meat of it. Indeed. I kind of wish I'd quick saved at that previous one, but I can always mash skip space, because I feel like this is leading towards coexistence. Bodies are symmetrical, plenty of room for two minds to share.
What? Her body was cold before she died. What an awful thought. Do you know the things she does with her
maybe
body?
Not the best idea.
How vile!
Two faces can clench two brass rings?
Therese doesn't like to share. Jeanette's irresponsible. She's undependable. A venture like mine requires class and distinction, which is something a pigtailed, face-painting harlot does not lend very well. You do have a way with words, sister. You're right. I'm not in the same class, am I? I mean, murderers are so respectful these days.
I wonder if there's more conditions I have to fulfill in order to get them to coexist, because I really want them to, but I'm not going to reload the save, because I'm not going to put everyone through that. Unless anyone in chat particularly wants me to try again.
But I only do it for attention and out of love. You do it because you're vindictive and jealous, and you deserve it. More responsibility. So that she can ruin every opportunity I give her? Of course. You're the only one who can secure zoning permits and shake hands. I'd never be able to keep up.
Run this house as a family and you may both may unlive another day.
If she would stop treating me like a child. If she would start behaving like a rational adult.
Was there never a time when you looked each other in the eye? I like how at any point I can just say kill each other as well. Was there never a time when you looked each other in the eye?
Yes, there was a time. When I was a child, I didn't have many friends. I suppose Jeanette was the only one. We never did get to go out of the house much. Father wouldn't allow us. He said we'd get hurt, so we stayed inside and we imagined our own worlds. And we spent so much time there together, ruling over those places. Those were happier times, before we grew apart.
You don't really wish to become an only child.
I never did. No, I guess I don't. Jeanette, if I were to offer you equal control in Santa Monica, would you quit consorting with Tongue? I'll stop working against you with him. But since I've got him in my pocket already, there's no reason for me not to pay him a little visit once in a while, when he can be of use. That's not a bad plan. There's just one more thing. I want to be in charge of Santa Monica, but only publicly. I want you to continue to convince others that our relations are strained. That way, we know who our enemies are. I agree.
Give me your boomstick. Give me boomstick dark one.
Take it. I'd hate to look at it again and think of what almost transpired. I suppose now that Jeanette and I have settled our differences, I'll call off the feud with Tongue. Bertram's hiding in an empty oil tank at the old gas station. I'll tell him to expect a visitor, and I'll ask him to be extra nice.
We share the same sweet madness, daughters of Janus. Farewell.
Please give Santa Monica's regards to the prince, and keep your tongue tied about what happened tonight, or we'll have to kill you.
Yes, Santa Monica is now ruled under a crazy fist. Also, the subtitle just said Charette. I don't know if that was intentional or not. So I have 6 experience. It's 10 for that, and it's 8 for that. 12 for that. Okay. Wits, that was it. 8. Gosh darn it. Totally worth it though. I managed to persuade the Vermin sisters into coexisting. They caught off the blood feud with Tongue. Go find them in the oil can. Right, so I guess persuasion 4, and if I fulfilled any extra stuff, I don't know. There might be like a relationship tracker or something. I wonder what happens if I go back in. Also, yes, Santa Monica is now ruled under a crazy fist, which, for Galen, my character, isn't a problem, because Galen is also crazy. As you can tell from the font choices and from conversational options and the fact that he can inflict hallucinations on people. Oh no, the loading screen just took a while. Okay, so she's just gone for now. Number one Baroness. Oh, one Baroness 3. Nectar of the Gods from Vandal Cleaver. Miss Vermin, your humble servant has done his all to provide you with yet another batch of the finest sanguine spirits, and I apologize for not pouring it when you asked last time. Forgive me, unlike you, I am an imperfect being. Halting instruction from Julian Johnson. Look, Miss Vermin, I'm really sorry to do this, but the men won't work there anymore. They say it's haunted. Took care of that. Santa Monica is my city from Jeanette. Why are you always so mean? Bernie's not so bad once you get to know him. You're the disgusting one. No, your bitchy attitude is tearing us apart. You need to cool. You need to cool off. Why don't you go swim in the Pacific? So I wonder if the ghost quest would have failed if I gave it to Jeanette. Business. Oh, well, Lacroix is the prince of LA. Local Nosferatu. Community construction work. DJ to club. No worries, have fun, Celtic. Blood bank manager. Art coordinator. Three toothbrushes. Interesting. Anyway. So I'm trying to remember to come back and check on the Woman Sisters occasionally. I don't know if there's anything else I can do with them, which is a shame because really great characters.
Mayhem, bro.
Mayhem, bro, indeed.
Hey, you. Oh, fun.
Well, I'm not going to call her eyes lozenges, so let's just head on over and talk to Bertram. Ooh, time to meet the Nosferatu chat. Anyone who is unfamiliar with Vampire Masquerade and Reclaim lore
all rotten and the storm
is in for a treat. So as you've probably gathered, when you are embraced, when you become a vampire, you take on the characteristics of your clan. Arcavians become insane. Nosferatu become truly monstrous.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, huh?
It festered in your brain that I looked for you?
I've gotten good at knowing when I'm wanted.
Nasty dude.
Nasty dude? Hey, I may not be a looker, kid, but you better start showing some respect, 'cause I could squash you like a freaking bug if my panties get all bunched up. You got it?
The world is shown to me even when I'm blind.
Oh shit, a Malkavian. I suppose I'll figure out what the hell you're talking about in a month or so. Man, I hate talking to you guys. I always feel like I'm getting an answer to a question I haven't even asked yet. Oh well.
So Malkavians have prophetic stuff as well, I think. Bertram Tongue, the nasty dude.
The one and only. But don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
Then you know more than I do.
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting.
And survive I did.
Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need?
I seek a strange house of wares, oh nasty dude.
Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on.
Secrets, sorrow, and sickness. Tell me of the Sabbat.
The Sabbat? Jeez, you are green. It's like this. We're all monsters, like it or not. I'm not gonna say the Sabbat are the evil vampires, because none of us are the good guys here. But the Sabbat, they glorify their monstrous nature. They refuse to hide it, and go out of their way to show it. They're also brainless and reckless. They have a life expectancy of a vampire fruit fly.
That's a cool analogy. What of the hapless humans?
As far as I can tell, the humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers.
Do they know if they're Dark Masters?
Yeah, the Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the masquerade.
Can you bring me there with shoes of hair and feathers?
Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
My pockets desire things they do not have.
All right, I guess. Come back when you're ready to go. But don't be too long, fledgling. This isn't really something we planned around your schedule.
I'm no longer here. Okay, so, So this is why Bertram lives in a oil drum. Go back to trips, see if there's any useful stuff to buy there. How am I doing on blood bags? 4 of 10, fine. With the information about the blood bank manager, I don't need health or blood. I might also be able to get some more blood bags from... can't remember his name. The ghoul. Well, that's new. The police car, I mean.
Thanks for coming back. What you need?
Have you heard anything of the Shadow Cloaked Killer?
Yeah, it's freaking me out, to be honest. I'm open all night and Santa Monica police don't rank amongst the nation's most worthy.
What of the Shadow Cloaked Killer?
Oh, I don't know. I heard earlier someone at the pier got ripped up like that poor bastard in Long Beach the other day.
It pricks the brain, does it not?
I'll tell you, crazy stuff happens all the time, and it's like we just get used to it, you know, just going our way, do-do-do. But this, I don't know, these killings are chilling.
Armor yourself, Death Trip.
So, did you need anything in particular, or...?
Jerry some boomsticks.
All right. Come and take a look, then.
Items beneath abilities. So you want to shoot things. Using a gun is simple, easy, and fun for the whole family. First, get a gun. Preferably something for... I thought I'd already bought that anyway. First, get a gun. Preferably something for home defense, like an automatic rifle. Second, check see if the gun is loaded. If not, do so. Third, find a target. Boost my... I don't need money right now, so might as well keep these things. Boost increase my firearms by 1. Oh yeah, that's why it was higher than my brawl. I'd already read one of those books. That makes sense. 7. I need 8. Gosh darn it. 10. After I get the point at wits, I want to start saving for demontation, although this would be useful for stealth. So I'll do that. Being able to move around invisibly if I'm going to have to sneak into a warehouse seems like a useful thing. So that's that. Just going to see if there's anything in the apartment for me. Still nothing in there.
Listening to The Dead of Night. The only girl who will spend the night with you and leave first thing in the morning, guaranteed. Well,
And that the studio is not pursuing legal action against Rivers for the trademark Ache's destruction. Miraculously, this is the second crash Rivers has escaped unharmed in the last year. Art criticism or vandalism? Paintings on display at Santa Monica's Gallery Noir were slashed by an intruder who evaded capture by security. The paintings were estimated to be worth nearly $250,000. They were to be auctioned in a charity event tomorrow night. Actor Ash Rivers is lucky to be alive.
It has come to our attention that a sample of werewolf blood was made into the hands of the local tabloid and that they sent it on to the clinic in Santa Monica for testing. The responsible party has been dealt with, most painfully I can assure you. For obvious reasons, we can't have anyone testing the blood. Please retrieve the blood sample from the clinic and leave it in your mailbox. You'll be compensated accordingly.
Action against Rivers for the trademark Ache's destruction. Miraculously, this is the second crash Rivers has escaped unharmed in the last year.
Okay. So, retrieve a pack of werewolf blood from the medical clinic. This needs to talk to tongue. That's, I believe, downtown. That's downtown. I think that's a continuing thing. I am just happy that I got the sisters to coexist. Quick save. Oh, it'll be because of the
Crime scene. Gonna have to ask you to step back, please.
murder miss foul.
Some lunatic broke into the gallery and slashed up the paintings. Everyone's a critic these days, huh?
The fish will go into the net. I'm gone.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, so no, not that way. This way. I believe I can just walk into the clinic because I sent the clock temporarily insane. Oh, Heather's gone. I think the character's name was Heather. The guy's still there. Nope. Is it? Guess it would make sense for it to be in the blood lab. Okay. There is now a body in the morgue. Oh, that guy looks like a vampire. Anyway. Can't use. Never mind. I'll be honest, I can't even remember where I got that steak from. Where's the secret door? Oh. Whoops. I feel like that lock's gone up. The skill required for it. Right, okay. Fine, let's talk to the creep again.
It's a mesmerizing liquid, isn't it? The color, the bouquet, the form. When I was a kid, I used to wait for the snap of the rat trap. It would trickle out of the animal's face and ooze just far enough to coagulate around the cheese. A poetic death.
Just give me blood, gory ghoul. Oh, cool, so I can just buy it from him, I guess.
Need a fix?
Oh, I can just enter the blood bank now. Oh, so that's Vandal Cleaver. Cool. So the woman he was referring to in the previous episode, previous part, was Therese. Okay. Guess I'll go and find a computer I can access. Not that one, I tried that one. Where's the administration? 400 emails. There we go. Hey Danny, we received an interesting blood sample from someone over at the Sun. I guess some freak told them it was werewolf blood. Can you believe that shit? Anyway, they're paying us to run the numbers, so could you do it on your next shift? Many thanks, F-Dog. How the hell am I supposed to know what you're testing for? Get creative. It's really not a big deal, but just see if there's anything strange about it. Oh yeah, sorry, the sample is in the electronic cabinet in controlled substances. By the way, you down for some hoops this weekend? Jesus, do you know anything? I had Phil change the password a few hours ago. The new password is the name of Malcolm's dirty little secret. Oops, did I say that? You better delete this thing when you're done reading it. See you on the park at the park on Saturday morning. So controlled substances, and then I can't remember the name of the affair, but I know it's on the computer.
Mr. Bosom, tell the operator. Dr. Bosom, tell the operator.
Page. Now, of course, I've got to find controlled substances. There's the stairs.
Anyone here have a fatal injury? Anyone?
I don't think they'd be there if they had a fatal injury. I assume that isn't controlled substances. That room has no... Cowbell, really? Weird.
Dr. Scott, dial the operator, please. Dr. Scott, dial the operator.
Anyway, that's... Oh, so this is the morgue. Cool. Freezers. going to fail this again. I can't back out of it for whatever reason. Can I ask where controlled substances is?
Here again? What's the matter? Can't bring yourself to tear into the neck of some quote-unquote innocent? All that blood out there, and you have to buy the prepackaged stuff. That's okay. I understand. I forgive you.
Tell me the meaning of your rantings.
All that power, and you don't even use it. Seems wasteful. Shameful. All these sheep. All these happy-go-lucky 9-to-5 tools walking around oblivious. If 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them go missing, the flock grazes on.
It would make sense for him to be a ghoul for Therese now, considering she's insane. Only the tainted hunter kills what he does not need. Gold buys me grace.
Survival? Since when has survival had nothing to do with murder? Murder is what mankind and your kind do best. Can you look me in the eyes and tell me you've never killed anyone? How about it, Saint? Yes or no?
I've never severed the last line.
Liar. I can see it in your eyes. Smell it on your breath. You're a predator at heart. And even if you deny that, even if you swear you left your halo in the taxi, you exist to kill others. And I respect you for that. I envy you.
Tread lightly on this ground, lest it open up and grind you to ghouly stew.
Here again? What's the matter?
Yeah, then I can just cycle through it.
I meant no offense. I have respect for you. I just meant that all that power...
Yeah.
I know you're kind. I know you could do it. It would be easy. But I'm not like the others. I respect you. I admire you. If I had that power, I'd soak in the blood of the weak too. It's pure survival. The powerful fuel dynasties with the meek's blood. To survive. My point exactly. Those that kill survive. The soldier that kills the other soldier first lives. The nation that kills the most enemies wins the war. It's the natural order of life. You are a predator. I respect that. I envy you.
Well, he's creepy.
No. Queen Bitch would say no to that. Yes.
Yes, well. Queen Bitch and I have an agreement. Ambrosia. It's forgotten the passwords I had. Interesting. How am I doing? Anyway, got Foxy Box in the morgue while looking for anything belonging to Virgil. Crumb the man of the license not escape you. Oh, apparently. Interesting. That's somewhere I can go in downtown, actually. Regardless. Laundry. Don't expect this is... Oh, I can't even get this way anymore. Oh, wait. I can. Yeah. So that's not controlled substances. So it's not. Get through the hole. That's the morgue. Not controlled substances. Welcome to the last half hour of the stream. I just run around the clinic trying to find the controlled substances room. It's not that, that's just filing cabinets. Right. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
I told you, I will get to you when I can. Please take a seat.
Are you the doctor who likes to play doctor with his nurses?
Get out of here. Can't you see I'm with a patient?
Your malpracticings will interest your wife.
Are you trying to blackmail me? You don't know who my wife is. She wouldn't believe you. Now get out.
Perhaps Trina and Paige should trade doctor stories.
Wait now. What do you want?
Oh.
Deal. But I'm in the middle of something. I'll have to drop it off later. Now never speak to me about that again.
Drop my simoleons over at the place of pawns. Farewell.
If I could only rest for a second.
Okay, so I made $75 through blackmail. Can't talk to her. I must be missing something. This is the medical clinic.
Out of my way.
This room is empty. That room has Dr. St. Martin in it. This room also empty. This is admin, has nothing but the emails. This room empty. Okay, in the interest of time saving, let's just do this. Nope, wrong quest. What's the quest called? Bloody mess. There we go. Well, that seems like a very rushed explanation. Okay, that doesn't help in the slightest. Oop. Huh. I was correct in assuming it was from the blood bank. As we'll go this way. Are there any other doors here? That's that one. Oh. Boy, do I feel foolish. Oop.
Dr. Booth, Dolby operator. Dr. Booth, Dolby operator.
Security camera. I fall down, there's no way back up. So can I turn off the security cameras?
Dr. Bahu, Bell, the operator. Dr. Bahu, Bell, the operator.
Controlled substances. Unlock that. I don't need to hack that because I know that one. Okay, so. Oh, too far, too far.
Dr. Bahu, Bell, the operator.
This area is for hospital staff only.
I am a keyring, feed me. Then you can't see me.
You can let yourself out.
Much thanks. Prescriptions. Security. Unless I get into the maintenance room otherwise. Camera. Optometry. Camera 1. Okay, cool. So that was one in prescription storage. So let's just pop in there.
You can let yourself out.
Much thanks. Prescriptions. Let's see if I can open the safe. Take one before relations. That's 6 to 8 hours for swelling to subside. Failure to take as prescribed could result in 18 years of responsibility, so it's birth control. How am I doing on experience? 12. And 8. So I need 5 more experience. That's where I went in, yes. Oh no. That'll be the other end of the... Oh yeah, I've been in there, yeah. So back to the security room to turn that camera off. So turned around right now. That's where I've just been. Here. And away I go. I assume it's just go back home. Yeah. The asylum makes a good landmark. And then in here. And this one. Take the money from the doctor. And I wonder if it isn't automatic kind of completion. Apparently not. What have I got left? Put it in the mailbox under LaCroix. Foxy Boxes is near by the Tongue. Gonna speak to Tongue. Downtown. Downtown.
Well, looks like the boards are lighting up. Aren't I the popular one?
I wonder if I just have to load and reload the area. But I may as well go and check out Foxy Boxes if I can. Or at least see what's over there before wrapping up, because it's been 2 hours. Oh, there we go. I assume that means it's been taken. A wad of money left lying around. Funny that. Yeah, 100 email. Your assistance was much appreciated in regards to the Well of Blood. Please find your payment in the mailbox if you haven't already done so. I've got rid of the scroll bar chat. Yeah. Am I doing 6? Not enough.
Vigo.
Run over to Foxy Boxes then. At least I think it's called Foxy Boxes. Over by Tongue. That'll be up there. Here we go. Foxy Boxes 16. Yeah, over by Tongue. Gotta stop doing that. May as well go this way. Will it ever stop raining? That is the true horror.
We are living in the last days of the last age of mankind.
I'll be honest,
Your wickedness
I wasn't really paying attention.
in these your last hours.
I am there.
I have seen the face of the demon, and it
There?
is excited.
Oh, doy. Oddly, this is quite creepy. Temple of Golden Virtue. Reprot. My initial observations of the city indicate that the Canaanites here are both scattered and unorganized. There are 3 individuals of note, but they seem to be involved in some sort of dispute. I shall continue to watch and listen. Ah! Hunters! Excellent. These Canaanites are a curious and fragile... vampires are a curious and fragile race. They waste the gift of their immortality on petty schemings and fleshly gain. We will have little problem making the city our own. It seems that my presence here has been noted by one of the Canaanites, a Nosferatu, I believe they are called. He has entrusted the responsibility of my surveillance to a bumbling mortal fool. I have begun to follow this so-called spy, a small, amusing respite from my usual duties. I have drawn the attention of a newcomer, an agent of the prince who has discovered the corpse of Virgil Crumb. I know very little about this individual, but they seem much more resourceful than most Canaanites I have observed. I will prepare myself in the event that our paths cross because an altercation seems imminent. If I do not survive, let my last report state that Santa Monica is ripe for the taking. We'll find little resistance if we come in force. That doesn't sound good. The Cathayan. Oh, get in that corner. Nice. You have destroyed the Asian vampire. Nox will be relieved when you tell him. Didn't drop anything. It's the door I came in by. There's nothing over here. Can't go out those doors. Oh, well, I guess there's nothing else here but him. And the clues that someone's trying to take over the city. Cool. Nox is in the asylum, so I'll go there, tell him what I've done, and then probably leave it at that for the day. Seems like a good enough time to go and check on the Vormans as well. See if anything is happening there, or if like I just will never be able to interact with them again. See if the loading screen extends for a bizarre length of time. Nope. No, they're just not. They're just gone. There we go. Mayhem, bro. Golden Ghoul.
Hey! So, like, how you doing on that thing we talked about?
The Life Eater has enjoyed his last meal. Oh, I spoke with a nasty one.
Oh, cool. We'll be glad once we get this problem taken care of.
The Life Eater has enjoyed his last meal.
Awesome! Bertram will be psyched then. Well, it was great working with you. Hopefully one day we'll get to team up again and, oh, maybe I'll be like a full-fledged vampire by then.
There's a better chance that I'll pass my next psych test. Farewell, Golden Ghoul. Yeah, so that's downtown. I think that's kind of the main plot line. That's downtown as well. So it's just the Bertram thing. I have 8, which is enough to put into wits. For the defense plus 4. Oh, defense of 4. Probably maybe think about upping persuasion again. Oh no, the next one I want is dementation. Level 3. I believe.
Stripping the foulness from the
So, quick last check of my character sheet, I should say. Dexterity is going to start costing what, 12? Yeah, 12. But it helps with the lockpicking and the sneaking. Unfortunately. What else helps with lockpicking? Security. Only with lockpicking. But does only cost 3. So maybe I'll put a point into that soonish as well. And with the Doom Slayer talking about the bones of ancestors reclaiming flesh, I'm going to save the game. I'm going to save it again because compulsive double save. And I'm going to wrap up. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, follow me on Twitch at Comrade Bubbles. Or if you're on YouTube, you know, click that subscribe button so you know when I upload these archives to YouTube. I will be streaming, same channel, Comrade Bubbles. I will be streaming again tomorrow, probably Breach. Check out the early access for that. But really, that's it. Thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed.